So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
What are you looking for, like career stuff? Or are you looking
Yeah,
for?
career.
My name is Dennis Galloway. I'm a senior lecturer at SIU in the radio and television department. Yeah, I teach some television production courses here at SIU. I've been here for about 11 years. Prior to doing that, I worked in the television industry as a freelance director specializing in multi-camera production. And within that multi-camera production, I specialized in sports production. I directed Pittsburgh Pirates baseball telecasts for 23 years, Baltimore Orioles for a couple of years, and just about every major sport that you can think of. Anytime you're watching a show on television, something that is a live production, there are cuts between the various cameras, there are graphics that go in and out, and there are replays that go in and out. Somebody has to make that decision as to what the viewer would see. And as a director, that's what I do. I communicate with our camera operators beforehand, letting them know shots that we need in specific situations. And then as the show goes along, we add a little bit more flavor to that, make some changes. If it's a big enough show that we have a separate producer on, I would work with the producer about the content of the show. The producer is involved with deciding what goes into the show in the way of graphics, replays, sound bites, and things like that. And then I would work in conjunction with that person, the producer. When I first started working in the business, nobody comes out of college working as a director. You have to, work your way up through the chain of events there. I started out, among other things, working on commercial productions, corporate productions, and I started working on some sports productions as a stage manager, as a production assistant. And in doing so, I really saw that I really enjoyed it, that I really enjoyed working on those shows, and that I eventually would want to become a director. When I first started out as a director, I didn't take as many risks as I do now. Risk in that, I'm not doing anything foolish, but pushing the envelope, pushing the camera operators to get the best out of everybody. And as I, gained more and more experience, it became easier, and I became more familiar with some of the shows that I was working on, and it was fun. Knowing how the sport operates lets you know where your cameras need to be. You need to have, your basic coverage cameras and also other cameras to pick up, certain nuances of the game. So it's important from a director's standpoint and a producer's standpoint to know the flow of the game, how things happen, why they happen, so that you can get your cameras, your microphones, all of your gear in the proper position to capture the event. So mistakes are made in any live telecast. When mistakes do happen, I always tell our technical crew, don't belabor it. Remember what you did. Don't do it again. But you cannot, worry about something that happened when you still have 3 hours worth of live television to go. I was doing a baseball telecast in San Diego, and our what we call our high home camera operator, which captures the ball in play, he kept missing things. He kept shooting the wrong area. What I had to do then was to relieve him of his duties. I had somebody working on another camera come over and relieve him of his duty. And I found out later that he was on cocaine. That's why the mistakes were happening. We still had to do a show, but I had to make a decision to relieve him that day. You let the event dictate what you're doing. Like, let's say it's a college football game, and it's the home crowd is getting crazy. You want to try to sell that a little bit more in between plays, especially after, whenever the home team does something good. This live multi-camera productions are very much different than single camera productions, where you can stop what you're doing, you can shoot a take over and over again. When it's live, it's live. You get one chance to get it right. And that brings excitement to the crew as well, knowing that you have to capture the event and do everything correct the first time every time. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
Sure.